This woman is a victim of domestic violence. Her husband is trying to strangle her because she did not cook for him. The wife is helpless and gasping for air. She kicks her husband and he falls over her. She quickly gets to the door and leaves the room. She walks out of the house while gasping for air. She runs out of the husband's compound to look for help. The husband comes out of the house and tries to run towards her. He stops and starts yelling at his wife. He says to her, "I don't want to see you in this house again." He angrily walks back into his house. The wife walks out of the gate crying. A man walks to her and asks her, "Why are you crying?" She says to the man, "My husband beats me and we just had a fight." The man says to her, "Let me take you to my house to stay away from your husband." The lady says, "No, I don't want to go to your house," but the man convinces her to follow him. The man walks to open the door and the lady walks behind him. The lady is in the man's house crying. The man says to her, "I always hear you and your husband fighting every day." She says, "I don't fight with my husband. I am a victim of domestic violence." The man says to her, "Do your husband beat you all the time?" The lady says to him, "Look at all the injuries I have on my body." The lady says to the man, "I used to think that my husband will change after we get married." The man says to her, "Any man that beats you during relationship will beat you when you are married. People don't change that easily." The lady says, "My husband promised to change if I marry him, and that is why I accepted to be his wife." The man says to her, "Men will say anything just to win a lady, especially a beautiful woman like you." She says to the man, "My husband tried to strangle me today, that is why I ran away." The man says to her, "It is sad what you have passed through today. Let me get you something to drink." The lady says, "No, I don't want to drink anything." The man says to her, "Let me get you something cold to drink. Please, don't say no to my offer." He comes back with a can of alcoholic drink. He gives it to the lady, but she rejects it. He forces the lady to take the drink from him. He opens the can and gives her to drink. The lady accepts the drink from him. The man tells her, "Have a sip of the drink." The man moves close to the lady and helps her to move the drink to her mouth. He forces the lady to have a sip from the canned drink. The man rubs his hand all over the lady's body. He looks at the lady lustfully. He gives her the drink and forces her to have a second sip from the drink. He hands over the drink to the lady and stands to admire her body. The lady keeps drinking while the man rubs his hand all over her body. The man wants to get the lady drunk with alcohol. The lady drinks and cries at the same time. She is seeking for comfort but in the wrong place. The husband is in the house waiting for the wife to get back so he can beat her for running away. He checks his phone and he is shocked that his wife is not back to the house. He swears to deal with her when she gets back home. He sits on the bed angrily waiting for his wife to come back home. The wife is sleeping on the man's couch under the duvet. The man walks in and sees that the lady is still sleeping. He walks to her and taps her body to wake her up. He picks up her panties from the table and drops it on her. The lady wakes up surprised she is under the duvet naked. She starts to cry because the man had sex with her while she was drunk. The man mocks the lady. The lady picks up her panties and cries deeply. The panties falls from her hand. The man picks the panties and gives it back to the lady. The lady holds her panties in her hand and cries. She is a victim of domestic violence and rape. The husband sleeps off while waiting for the wife to come back. He hears a noise at the door and he wakes up immediately. The wife walks in and the husband asks her to kneel down. The wife goes down on her knees and starts to beg the husband. The man says to her, "Where are you coming from?" He says, "Talk to me before I start beating you." The wife says, "When I went out, I saw a man and he asked me to follow him to his house. The man gave me some alcoholic drink and I got drunk." The husband says to her, "Tell me everything that happened." The wife says, "The man got me drunk and raped me." The husband asks her, "Who is the man?" He says to her, "Stand up and take me to the man." The husband fights with the man who raped his wife. The wife stands and watches helplessly. The man drops the lady's husband on the ground and tries to strangle him. The lady's husband tries to push the man off, but he couldn't. The wife sees what is happening and tries to help the husband. She runs and picks a heavy metal. She hits the metal on the man's head. The man falls and dies at the spot. Two wrongs can never make a right. This man's life has been cut short because of lustful desire. This lady just committed murder, which is a crime. Say no to domestic violence. Say no to rape. Please like, comment and share.